Hey guys, it is Mike. I'm doing my 20 for 20. This is my 20 favorite Stephen King adaptations, I guess. Um, I'm more of a Stephen King book guy. I like a lot of his movies, but they probably are not going to line up with a lot of yours because a lot of the movies that everybody else likes, I don't particularly care for. So um, at number 20 is probably one that you don't hear a whole lot about, and it is goofy, but I think that's why I like it. It's called The Mangler. It's about a killer um, machine, and it's possessed by the soul of some crazy man, a killer, and it likes to kill people. Goofy, but it stars Robert Englund, and I kind of like it. Coming in at number 19, and really, it really wasn't even in my top 20 to start with because I don't enjoy this movie all that much, and that's The Shining. I think the reason I don't like it is because how horrible Stanley Kubrick was to Shelley Duvall. Um, it really kind of turned me off the movie because I used to kind of like it, and there were other Stephen King movies like that, TV movies like The Langoliers that I kind of enjoyed that I could have put in that spot, but I still think that the performances are really good for the most part. Um, Number 18 for me is The Mist, another movie that I enjoyed the book, but I didn't particularly care for the movie, um, just for various reasons. I liked most of the movie, I just hated the ending. Um, yeah, I don't know, just didn't care for it. I would have much rather that they just went with the book's ending. Um, Coming in at number 17 is Needful Things. Pretty good movie. Overall, I enjoy watching that one, even though it's normally not my kind of movie, but I did like it. Coming in at number 16 is The Green Mile. I love that movie. I love that little short story. It's a good story. I also, at number 15, like The Running Man, and I'm not an Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, but this movie was so silly and just fun to watch. I really enjoy everything about it. I loved Richard Dawson in it. I thought he was awesome. It was good to see him act because before he was on Family Feud, he was an actor. So that's how I knew him. But yeah, Running Man. Uh, Number 14 is a movie you never hear too many people talk about either, and that's Apt Pupil. It was released in '98. That's a good movie. Um, I know that there were people that didn't like it. There were, a lot of people that did like it. I think it's a quality movie. Coming in at number 13, and it could have been higher because it just depends on my mood. Dolores Claiborne, I love that movie. 95, it was released in 95. I enjoy that movie a lot. Um, I don't know, I just think that it's very moody and atmospheric, and, they're out there in that is it Maine? Is that where they're at? I can't even remember. But you have that oceanside lighthouse boats kind of thing going on. Um, yeah, good movie. At number 12 is one that's relatively new to me. I've only watched it a couple times, and that is Creepshow. Um, I don't know why I never saw this and why it's never been a movie that I felt the need to own or watch, but I like it and I like Creepshow too. So it's it's moving up my list. It's at number 12. Number 11 is one that I enjoy as well. It is called The Dead Zone. Um, yeah, it's another one that'll go up and down on my list. It just depends on when I'm thinking. And as does number 10, I love Maximum Overdrive. Sometimes I think it's squirrely. Sometimes I think it's hilarious. Sometimes it's just one of those movies where you're like, yeah, this is too much fun to stand. And then other times you're like, but yeah, I like Maximum Overdrive. It's always, I remember that movie vividly. It came out in '86, and I remember going to the theater with my then roommate, and he was really big. We lived in the dorms together for the first 2 years, and then we got a small apartment. And he was really big into these Stephen King horror movies and everything. And this movie was his life. He just loved it. So it brings back a little bit of good memories for me. So that's probably why I like it. Number 9 is going to be a surprise to most of you because I don't like werewolf movies for the most part, or vampire movies. But I do like Silver Bullet. I I didn't own it for a long time, but then so many people said, "Oh, you got to at least try that one. Check it out; it's really very good." And I agree. I really enjoy Silver Bullet quite a bit. Number 8 is another Kathy Bates movie, Misery. That movie's good. The book is good. I really loved Kathy Bates and James Caan in this. It was a powerful movie and one that stuck with me for a long time after it was over. Seeing him getting hobbled, ooh, that was horrible. Probably one of my all-time favorite drama movies in general is Stand By Me, 1986 movie. I just loved all the kids in that movie. Um, God love River Phoenix. He was so talented. And then, of course, you have Jerry O'Connell and Will Wheaton. And, oh my God, the other kid's name just went right out of my head. One of the main stars. But yeah, I love that show, that movie quite a bit. And it's one that I watch quite often, actually. At number 7 is number 6 is The Shawshank Redemption. This was another movie, sort of like Fargo, where everybody said, "Oh, I love this movie, I love this movie," and that almost made me stay away from the movie. I don't know, I'm weird. Um, but sometimes when people talk stuff up so much, for me, I'm always afraid that my expectation is going to be so high that I'll end up not liking it. So why bother? So it took me a long time to watch The Shawshank Redemption, and once I did, and Fargo was another one. Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies now. All right, so the last 5 are all horror movies. You may or may not agree with, but it's my list. Number 5, and these are interchangeable. So number 5 is Cujo. I know people say it all took place in a car. It was intense for me. When that little boy got dehydrated and sick in that car, I just felt it. So, and the fear, I love that movie. I just hated that it was a dog and got killed. All right, number 4 for me is Firestarter. I enjoyed this movie, and this was another one that just brings back fond memories of my childhood, of my younger years, because my friend Robert and I used to watch this movie. We saw it at the theater, and then when it came out on VHS, he owned it, and we would watch it, and we just loved it. Just always wished that we could shoot big old fireballs at people that we hated. Um, so yeah, it's special to me. I know it's not the best of his movies for the most part, as far as what people think, but for me, it's special. So number 4. Number 3 is Children of the Corn. I love that movie. I always did love that movie because I grew up, and I've said this in the past when I reviewed these movies. I grew up in a little bitty town of 400 in Illinois, completely surrounded by cornfields and like a cemetery at the edge of town. So yeah, this movie flipped me right out because we had there were times when there would be rumors of devil worshippers out in the corn that were going to come in and get virgins, and I was a virgin until I was like 102. So yeah, I didn't know that they were only after girl virgins. Who knew? Because it was a little town 400. We didn't know what the hell was going on. But yeah, Children of the Corn, probably one of my all-time children movies. And then at number 2, I love and always love this movie. Watch it every time it's on. Watch my version, my copy of it, and that is Christine. Love, love, love. What's not to love? That crazy kid in his car. Yeah, that was another one that just stuck with me forever. And then for me, number 1 will always be Carrie because one, it was the first Stephen King movie I ever saw on the big screen. I was a little kid. My sister Gail took me to see this movie, and I loved the book. I still love the book. As a matter of fact, I reread the book every now and then just because there's so much detail in that book that, of course, they couldn't put in the movie. There are parts of this original one that piss me off, like when they kill off the gym teacher because she doesn't die in the book. She helps Carrie, and in the book they just needed more death, I guess. I don't know. So, or in the movie, this '78. Now, in the remake of the movie, that didn't happen. In either the one made for TV or the reboot. But yeah, Carrie will always be my favorite one, just because, like I said, it was the very first one I ever saw. It's one of my favorite books. Oh my God, what am I thinking? I completely forgot Salem's Lot. I completely forgot Salem's Lot. That's probably, well, yeah, that's way up there for me. Dum dum dum. So I'm going to make it a tie for two, Christine and Salem's Lot. Sound good? Yeah, there's too many. It's just ridiculous. How do you pick a oh, yeah, yeah. But that's my list, guys. So I'm in. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.